Good morning, sports fans. It's Mad Merrigan here. Right, before I get into today's selections, and there was a lot of meetings, 6 meetings, so we've dissected down, we've come up with a few selections. We got 5 or 6 selections for you here, and a horse that's really interesting to follow as well. Right, so before I move into that, stick with me. There is some as big as 12 to 1. Right. The name of the channel, Mad Merrigan, it will be changing to Triple M Sports in the coming weeks. And in the near future, we will be launching our website, Triple M Sports. It'll probably be around mid-June or just before mid-June. So stay tuned for that. Lots of exciting content and some really cool podcasts and written blogs and video blogs, and we're going to be covering mainly racing, and then slowly but surely branching into golf, boxing, soccer, and MMA and a couple of other sports. But for now, the main focus will be racing, a little bit of boxing, a little bit of golf, and some soccer. Okay, so stay tuned for all that. I really appreciate it. I hope you keep following. Like I said, just be aware, you'll notice the name is going to change from Mad Merrigan to Triple M Sports. So really appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, down to business. It's my selections for the day. I'll run through these as quick as possible for you. So in the 110 at Beverly, a real nice debut from Empress Shahiba. Thought did enough wrong in the early part of the race and really finished out its race. That's what I like to see with a 2-year-old. I like to see them hitting the line, and I think it was green enough, caught a little wide, took a minute to figure things out and still finished out strong. That's always a good sign. So I think we can mark Empress Sheba up to be a lot better than what the debut suggests. So I'm going to say Empress Sheba can win the first in Beverly, probably improve a few lengths, couple of lengths or more from debut. So really likeable debut and one to keep on side. Let's move on then to the 150. This was a beautiful horse. Walked the Joint, ran a really nice race in Down Royal. This is a son of Diane, could really appreciate the summer ground, and for me was the best horse everywhere in Down Royal. Travelled everywhere and overall unlucky to tip up at the last, but jumped brilliant everywhere. So really nice horse. I think Noel Kelly definitely has an improver on his hands here. Unfortunate, I think the handicapper might have reacted, although it fell at the last. They still might have nudged him up a few pounds, which is a little unfortunate, but it happens. But for me, definitely a big improver. By far the best horse the last day and unlucky to fall. So I'm really looking forward to watching Walk the Joint throughout the summer meetings and that. And I think maybe you can kick it off with a nice performance in the 150 in Perth today. Right, the 330 in Perth, I'm willing to give an outsider a chance here. Spirit of Waterloo, nice 7-year-old, unexposed as a stayer, and ran okay the last day. Now it has ran on soft ground the last day, and maybe it might improve for the better ground, I'm not so sure. But if it did, I'm prepared to say this 7-year-old can probably step up again. And it has 2 likeable performances over staying trips, so we're willing to give it an each way a chance to be there or thereabouts. Aidan Coleman in the saddle, always a jockey to have on side, trained by Ollie Murphy. Things are going very well for Ollie. Slow enough start to the season, but great to see his horses literally hitting form now everywhere. So really good stuff. Then we move on to the 440. I'm prepared to give this horse one chance and one chance only. The Electrician. This is the first reasonable kind of race. It's ran in a few novices, then it ran in a strong enough handicap compared to the context of this race the last day. And I'm willing to say it's probably first chance to shine if it can. Now, if it was me, I'd like to see him with blinkers. He looks a quirky little boy and he's only getting one chance with me. It's a son of Leading Light. He's been a little bit lackluster in places, a little bit wandery. But he is down to a grade now where if he does brush up on his jumping and get his little mindset in the game, probably for right now still has to mature and really want to race. But for me, I'm going to give him one chance. Ryan Mania in the plate. He has the cheek pieces on. Like I said, we probably would prefer the blinkers. But anyway, he can probably outrun his odds. He was a big price around the 14 to 1 mark. So I'm going to go with him. Although the favourite Can did look nice the last day. Ran well. Pulled a little hard, but not overly hard. but I would have liked to see her win the last day. Now, she definitely is unexposed and she is getting better, and she's trained by a trainer having a really, really great season. So it's interesting, but I'm willing to give the electrician a chance. One chance and one chance only. So hopefully he can show us that he does want to race, and he was just a bit green and he was learning on the job. Right. The 655, this is one for the day. Singapore Saga. This is one by Tom O'Brien, ridden by Tom O'Brien and trained by none other than Philip Hobbs. Really, really likeable type. Slowly getting the hang of things. By Midnight Legend. They really thrive on good ground, and they thrive with time as well. So I'm prepared to give Singapore Saga a big shout in the 655 in Exeter. Probably my selection of the day, if I was to nail one down. Singapore Saga in the 655. And we'll touch on a horse, just a very, very interesting horse. Mannequin Power in the 715 at Chelmsford. This is an interesting horse. This is a beautifully bred son of Glen Eagles after changing stables to Michael Appleby. Now, the Appleby team are no stranger to getting a nice horse like this, as they call them cast-offs one time or whatever. These really, really well-bred horses. And yeah, does do well with, well, he does well with any horse he acquires. But I think this could be a really nice horse, and if not to watch today, definitely keep an eye on him in the future. Mannequin Power, 715 at Chelmsford. Right, I suppose we'll give one other one a mention for the ladies. Breath of Joy in the 615 at Chelmsford for Amy Murphy, ridden by Holly Doyle. Ran a real nice couple of races. Won the first time out last season by Bated Breath. Could still be improving, and this yeah, definitely could still have some upside. So we'll give a quick mention to her at the end. So listen, I really, really hope my selections help you out. And yeah, I have a feeling we could have a nice day. I like some of them there at good prices with upside. So stay tuned, and remember, Mad Merrigan will soon in the near future becoming Triple M Sports just on the YouTube. Obviously, I'll always be Mad Merrigan with Facebook and things like that, but just my YouTube will be going into the Triple M banner. Right. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks. The time for Cotton is over.